Hi everyone. Okay, so today we're going to be making a sausage dog or dachshund. Depends on what you want to call it. Now it's just a one-dimensional. It's very cute. And it was a free pattern from sewspire.com. It's a PDF, prints out in a couple of pages. She just freehand drew it, and it's so simple to make. And then it comes also, you print out the ears. You just fold your fabric in half and lay it down and cut it out. Now with the ears, I'll show you a bit later in the video, but it doesn't have these scooped bits. There's something that I put in, so when you put the ears in, it sits a little bit easier in the head for me. You may not need to do that, but I'll show you as the video goes along. So that's it. So I think a little bit more than a fat quarter makes this. Not much more if it is more, and you can just fit the ears down inside of this bit here when you lay it on the fabric, and so you can use up that space for the ears. So I've just made two. I've just demonstrated this one. You just hand sew the bottom together where you leave your gap. I use a pillow fill. I don't buy the polyfill, I just buy the large Euro pillows from Spotlight when they're on sale, and I use that to do any of my stuffing because it just works out a lot cheaper. All right then guys, let's get started. Good morning everybody. It's Cheryl here with Crafts by Cheryl. Today we are going to make a dachshund teddy thingy, or a sausage dog. Depends what you want to call it. I hope everyone's had a good week. Today we're going to make this pattern here. Now I got this off sewspire.com. It's a free pattern. There's also a tutorial by this lady. That's a wonderful tutorial. It's a free pattern. You just print it out as a PDF and you cut it and stick it together. Now when you print it, the ears won't come like that. I've notched it just to make it a bit easier to fit into the head when we're sewing it together. But you are welcome to leave it as the original, which would look like this. So you print it out, you tape them together, and the ears are just straight. Like that. So you can see that I've notched mine just to make it a bit narrower when we're sewing it into the head. It's a great little pattern. You can use your scraps on this one. I made them for my grandkids. They loved them. And I made a couple for presents. So I wanted to demonstrate today how to do it. It is so easy. So once you get your fabric ironed and cut out, right sides together, ears again, put right sides together. You have to leave a space for turning. I just use 1/4 inch seam allowance. Okay, here we go. I'm using a 2.5mm stitch length, and my machine's a Brother A150, nothing fancy. It is a good beginner project because there's not many pieces. It's not too technical. There's only the body and the ears, so it can't get any simpler than that. Enough to turn through. A couple inches, about 5 centimeters. Okay. So we will clip the corners. Don't go into the stitching. That way it just sits a bit neater. And then we'll turn it through. This is just a crochet hook that I use. Okay. So we're going to close the gap. Just grab my little iron. And we're just going to top stitch around the edge, and that's the ears done. All the way around, and then we can start on the body. And that's the ears done. So now we will just, you can see they're not exactly even, but that does not matter. It does not have to be perfect. Now for the body. So we're going to leave a gap at the bottom to turn it through. So I will put some clips on this one because it's a bigger piece. So this is where I'm going to leave a gap in the bottom of the body. I'll just place them randomly around so it doesn't go sliding on me. This will go, the ears are going to go in the top here. Just leave them sticking out a little bit. And then when we get down to the bottom here, we're going to tuck it over. So we might do that now. Have them so they're facing backwards a little bit like that. And that way they're out the way when we sew round. If we have to adjust it as we're going, we will. That will just give us a bit of an idea of where placement's going to be. I'm going to start here and then finish here. So let's go 1/4 of an inch again, forward and back stitch at the beginning and the end. Okay. Okay, we're coming up to the head now, so we'll just make sure that the ears are going to catch on the top that we're going over, and I'm just going to back stitch a little bit as well, just to give it a bit more strength. Okay, heading down the nose. So if you have any sausage dog, dachshund fans in the family, this is a cute gift and it's quick and easy. I actually gifted some with book pillows just recently to some kids. Just a little reading buddy for them to have. Just going to tuck away the ears there so they're not caught in the bottom, and they're just going to sit up here while we get past. And that's it. We'll trim the edges. So I'm going to cut the corners so they sit nice, including the nose. Pinking shears are also good for corners, curves. We're not going to overlock or anything. I'll just go around the curve here with my pinking shears to make it easier to turn. I'm not going to worry about that bit there. So just here in the neck, just going to give it a little trim because there's a bit of a curve. Anywhere there's a curve, we'll make it, just watch you don't go into your stitch line. It's just going to make it turn that little bit easier and sit nicer. Don't be trimming your gap here though where your opening is. Leave that because we need that to be able to secure when we turn it through and sew it together, sew it closed. Okay, so now we're going to turn it out. I'll start with the tail because it's the fiddliest. It's the fiddliest bit. This one's just an art brush, the end of an art brush. There we go. All right. What do I do with my... So just get your points all out now. And then we'll iron it and get it ready to fill. That's our ears, and they'll sit down in a moment. We'll press them over this way. Okay. All right, let's give it a iron. So that's all this machine sewing done. We will hand sew it closed. It will be easier than trying to squish it underneath the machine, I think. Okay, there's our dog. Hope you can see it all there. I will go and fill it and come back and show you what it looks like. I'm just going to show you how to do the tail because it is a bit fiddly. And I do use my art brush to get that going up in there. So using the end of my art brush here, just going to start pushing it up in there. So this one hasn't got the brush on it, so I'm just going to use the flat end just to get that bit going. Okay, I think it's got the idea. So I will be back when it's all stuffed. Okay, I have it all stuffed. Now we're going to sew the bottom closed. Nothing fancy. Just pulling it tight as you go. The more you stuff it, the harder it is to hold the opening closed while you're sewing it, but you will gauge what you need. So I'll be back in a minute. Well, I hope you enjoyed that demonstration of sewing the Dachshund / sausage dog. I did make a second one as well. This one's just made from a jelly roll that I've had sitting around forever, and it was just random. It was a random bunch, so I've just sewn them and thought I'd make myself one with a sewing theme out of it for my sewing room. So this is just a scrappy dog. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed that demonstration and it's helpful. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to put them in the comments below. Thank you for watching.